What's up, everybody? Welcome to Heresy Financial. My name is Joe Brown. It's no secret that the trade imbalances between China and the United States are, at the very least, let's say, causing a little bit of tension. And it's been this way for a long time. The US has run massive trade deficits for decades, which leads many people, especially because of the manipulation of currency going on, to label certain players cheaters and say some people aren't playing by the rules and say some people aren't playing fair. But there's a lot of pointing fingers going on. And some people say that China's getting the raw end of the deal. Some people say the United States is getting the raw end of the deal. And so in this video, we are going to dive into who is actually screwing who. Ready? Let's dive in. All right, so we have to start off in square one, which is the United States trade deficit. A trade deficit is basically the country buys more stuff from somebody else than we sell to them. Now, there's something called a bilateral trade deficit, which is just two countries between each other who buys and sells more from who. And then there's just the full trade surplus in general, which is, let's say, the United States as a country. Do we import or export more or less between all of our trading partners? The United States runs a massive trade deficit overall, meaning from all of our trading partners, we buy more stuff from them than we sell to them in return. But we also run a massive bilateral trade deficit with China, which means that just when you look at the numbers between us and China, we buy more stuff from them than they buy from us. Now, if we stop here, what we see is China's taking advantage of us. There's a lot of people who say, hey, they're getting rich selling a bunch of stuff to us, and they've gotten wealthy because of this trade deficit that we're running with them. We need to be stronger against them. We need them to play by the rules. We need to show a firm hand, not let them take advantage of us. But let's go one step further. What is it that they are exporting to us? What are we importing from China? Actual stuff, right? We're getting real things from China that we're importing. What are they getting from us? Paper, dollars. What did it cost us to make those paper dollars? Nothing. We manufactured them out of thin air. The Federal Reserve just printed a couple $1 trillion. The United States government handed it out to everybody and said, go to town, head over to China, take your shopping spree, get whatever you want. They're taking these worthless pieces of paper from us that we don't have to make anything in order to produce. So get it while the getting's good. And we have gotten real stuff from China while they are taking paper dollars. And so there are a lot of economists on this side of the debate saying, hey, China's getting the raw end of the deal. The United States is getting a fantastic deal here because we don't have to do anything productive. There are no restraints on pressing the button to create more dollars. And every time we do that, we get more real stuff from China. Okay, I get it. I understand that argument. Let's take it one step further. Again, what is it that we are getting from China? We're getting stuff. But what kind of stuff? Consumer goods. Not the kind of things that make you wealthy long term, just the kind of things that consumers want to buy. It's for consumption, not production. And so we know that we're sending those paper dollars to China for that. What is China doing with those dollars, though? Well, one thing that they've done with those dollars is buying up 80% of the global rare earth market. They're stockpiling commodities. They now produce more steel than the rest of the world combined. They're building literal cities all across the world, developing strategic alliances with countries all over the Eastern Hemisphere, building out their infrastructure, and basically they're using these dollars, they're getting them in one hand, sending them out the other hand to buy stuff that is an actual investment, real wealth, assets that will produce for them long term. Things with a high ROI, or at least somewhat of an ROI, not consumption, not a consumer good. So the United States prints dollars out of thin air, creates all this money. We send a lot of it over to China, and we get plastic in return. We get some toys in return. We get consumer goods that will eventually break. They don't produce anything or create any long-term wealth. China's over here, they're taking those dollars, but they're not just sitting on this worthless paper. They're sending it right back out and buying up assets, building infrastructure, building cities, and strategic alliances all around the world. So while the United States is accumulating toys, China's building a big portfolio worth of assets. So to answer the first question that I asked in the beginning of the video, who is screwing who? The United States is not screwing over China here. But also, China's not screwing over the United States. The US is doing a pretty good job of screwing itself over here. Because as long as there's an appetite for cheap consumer goods, somebody in the world is going to be producing that. And it just happens to be that the one who's producing the most of what we want is taking all the money that they're getting in return for supplying the world with what it needs, and they're turning around and buying something that's going to have long-term, real-world value, assets, commodities, infrastructure, alliances, and rare earth mines. So I hope that clears things up. And next time somebody says, hey, we're getting taken advantage of, or hey, they're screwing us over, now you know the truth and you can spread the good word. If you enjoyed the video, it really does help out the channel if you hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys. Have a good day.